Good evening, everyone. This is Bob and Laura Robbins, my better half, making me look good this evening. Hello, Emmy. We are so excited tonight. Dondi and Marcy asked us to fill in for their hashtag TFR Motivational Monday call. And specifically, we're super excited for this opportunity. You are going to have the opportunity to listen to the newest Pro 6 in the organization, Marjorie Ham, and we have a very close relationship. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in just a little bit. But again, we're excited tonight to have this opportunity to host this call, and believe that again, it's going to be very motivational, going to be inspirational. It's going to give you an opportunity to actually hear the journey of Marjorie and how she's joined the business, some of the ups and downs that she went through as she came into the business, and then ultimately now as to where she has achieved a Pro 6. So just a quick reminder, as Marcy does, those two names are really close together, but as Marcy does, please, if you have not had a chance, please go to their YouTube channel, Team Freedom Reigns, and subscribe, ring the bell so that anytime they upload new content, you will be able to listen and get notification of that. Also, their Facebook, the Team Freedom Reigns Facebook page as well for information that goes there. We are very grateful for Marcy and Dondi for all the work that they do in providing this information to us on a weekly basis. When you get ready to host one of these calls, all of a sudden you realize just what all they have to go through on a weekly basis to help the team and to help each and everyone that's a part of that Freedom Reigns underneath them. So very grateful. So without any further ado, we're going to jump right into this. Bob and Laura Robbins. So we joined in 2011, LifeVantage, and tonight is not about our story, but what I will tell you is that um, we were very, very blessed and fortunate as in doing this business. We learned from some individuals that it's a relationship business. We learned from some individuals that it's a principle base that we have to, the ones at the front of the room, right, are the ones that are advancing and making more money and building teams. And so with that, it caused us to want to get to the front of the room and to start to present. And it enabled us that when the opportunity came in about 2014, I think it was, maybe 2015, somewhere in there, we had the opportunity to go to McAllen. Through Carol Barton had reached out and started a small little fire, I guess you might say, down there, and all of a sudden that fire just it exploded, right? It was huge. It was a bonfire, and that's where we met this amazing lady that's on here right now, Marjorie Ham. We actually were doing a training down there. And to this day, I remember that because was one of the leaders in the valley. Was rank advancing, had an amazing story as to why she joined the company. Laura reached out to her and said, "Will you come up on stage and share your story?" And at that time, I still remember Marjorie was like, "No, no, no, no." She was shaking and her beautiful smile, but almost in tears. I thought she was going to run out the door, but that wasn't the case. And so Laura basically held her hand, walked up onto the stage, and she started to talk and just grabbed everybody's attention with her story. And so it was very evident that this lady had a passion and had an ability to motivate others and had the desire to help others. And so tonight we're going to hear a little bit about that story from Marjorie. So Marjorie Ham is originally from the Philippines, but she is currently residing in McAllen, Texas. She's happily married. She has a loving husband who is also working as a registered nurse in McAllen as well, in Texas. She is the mother of three amazing, beautiful, and extremely talented children. She is very busy in helping them to get to where they need to be in their different activities. She is a former occupational therapist in 4 countries. She's been in the Philippines, Saudi Arabia, UAE, and USA. But now she is working as a full-time mom and part-time with LifeVantage, and also a responsibility of wife. She loves to travel. We've had that opportunity to travel with her. She loves to participate in missionary work and medical missions. She is extremely passionate at helping especially in sharing the LifeVantage and helping her team. She invests and gives of herself so much. She loves to spend more time with her family and to hang out with friends. She has been able to expand her business all over the USA, Canada, Japan, Ireland, UK, Australia, and Singapore. And last month, with the opening of the Philippines, she has been working so hard to. She obtained the rank of Pro 6, and we know Pro 7's coming. And we have a very special term for her. We consider Marjorie our abnormal daughter, right? I say a special delivery daughter because she came to us and is part of our family as a result of LifeVantage. We love her. We love her family. We are so proud of her and know that her parents and her family are proud of her too. And Marjorie, now I turn it over to you and would love for you to share maybe a little bit of your story from how you joined and maybe some of the ups and downs, some of your successes, what's gotten you to Pro 6. So
Take
take it away, Marjorie.
Thank you so much, Bob Robbins, my Baba, my abnormal, my special dad in this journey, as well as my special mom, Laura Robbins. Um, Good evening, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning sa Pilipinas, magandang umaga, wherever you are in the world right now. First of all, I just want to thank God for this blessing. Every day I thank God for this one. And I'm also grateful to my sponsor who introduced this to me, and also to all my mentors and to our team. So I will never get to Pro 6 without all of you. And that's why I'm very grateful and thankful. And also grateful to Dr. Dondi and Marcy. They're in Hawaii right now for the Elite Retreat. And thank you for allowing me to share my story and hoping that I could also give value to all the listeners listening tonight via Zoom and the recording. So Bob Robbins already introduced a little bit of myself. So originally I'm from the Philippines, but I'm currently residing here in McAllen, Texas, with my husband, very loving husband, and supporting with me, except initially when I joined LifeVantage. So right now, there's nothing why I got the what started this journey. It just one reason. I was just sitting right for something to happen. At that time, in 2014, I was praying for something to help him because his health declined after he had a heart attack on Christmas Day. And as you can see right now, Christmas is fast approaching. And this is the reason why I am so passionate sharing it right now, because one Christmas, I was on my knees begging God to answer my prayers about my dad. So Bob Robbins did not mention that there were two things that I did not like before LifeVantage. I don't like network marketing. In fact, I'm one of those people that doesn't like to do this industry because I was ignorant. And second, public speaking. And every time until now, I'm still very uncomfortable doing this speaking engagement. But the reason why I'm so passionate, because LifeVantage is truly an answered prayer for me. Before LifeVantage, I was struggling with my health. I was struggling with my finances. I was very emotionally distressed because I was not there for my growing kids. And also at that time, I was still grieving from the loss of my mom. And, problem after problem. And then my dad had a heart attack. So during this time, I never asked God for anything on Christmas. I just asked God to give me something to extend my dad's life because I wasn't ready to lose my dad. So my sponsor saw my post in Facebook, and she asked me to watch the ABC News. And at first, I was not really interested because when I learned that this is network marketing, I said, no, I'm not interested. But I got so curious because I remember John Quinones. I saw that ABC investigative report live in 2005. So that's why I decided to watch the video. And after I watched the video, I was really blown away by the information about oxidative stress. And I just really felt the urgency that I need to reduce my oxidative stress at that moment. And immediately, I asked her to give me the product and decided to join the business. So at that time, I was very excited. But at the time, I don't have the money because I was struggling financially at the time. So I asked my husband, I was expecting that he's going to support me because I wanted to do this I wanted to join this company. So I was hoping that he said okay, but I was very disappointed because when I asked him if I could use his credit card, because I don't have money at the time, when he learned that it's network marketing, he said, no, don't join this, a scam. So I was really very upset, but I'm very thankful that I did not listen. I used his credit card anyway. And after that, I just started sharing it to all my friends and family about oxidative stress. And in a week, I was able to sign up like 3 distributors. So when I joined this business, it was just really for the intention of helping my dad. Hopefully, it's gonna extend his life or increase his health span. So I started sharing it, and then after a week, I earned like more than $1,000 from the Smart Start bonus. And I was really surprised because I didn't even know the compensation plan, because I told my sponsor, I'm not interested to join. I'm not interested to do the business. I just really want to use the product and share it to my family and friends. So when I saw that I have some money, so I showed it with my husband, and I told him, hey, I have some money here. And he said, where'd you get it? I said, from the scam. So, fast forward. So my husband still laugh every time I told this story. But, it was very hard for me at first because he was not even a believer of the product. It took me like more than 3 months to convince him to use the product. So anybody can relate that, in doing this business, the hardest to convince is your family, your spouse, your children, your close friends. But I never give up on my husband. So because I know what we have could truly bless his health. And that's why, I just continue doing it. So, and then fast forward, I actually became Pro 4 in 3 months. It was just ignorance and fire. I did not even attend events. So, but thank God to my mentor, Laura Robbins. She was really the one who encouraged me to attend the events. So at the time, I don't have the money to attend the events. The first time I remember when I attended the event, because I did not really understand why she wants me to attend the event. I could just listen to recording. I could just like like watch videos. So I did not understand till I was there, and I didn't even have the money. All the money that I earned from my being Pro 4, I have to send it to my dad in the Philippines. So, and then I have to pawn my jewelry. So for those all of you who would say that you don't have the money, but attending events is very important if you want to really increase the belief in what we have, because this journey is not easy. But if you see the vision, you will be unstoppable and you will not stop sharing it. So I attended the event. After attending the events, I actually ranked advanced fast to Pro 5. And that's why I was able to attend the Pro 5 Summit. And then, I saw a bigger vision. So I remember my journey just started by just, wishing or praying for something to help my dad. But when I saw the bigger vision of what we have, being an occupational therapist, I was able to work in different countries. And, as we know, there's so many Filipinos all over the world. The reason why there's so many Filipinos around the world is because the prevailing salary that we have in the Philippines is not really enough to provide a better life. For example, I'm going to give you an example. My husband is a nurse in the Philippines, but he's earning like $1,000 per month. That is just equivalent to like 2 hours salary of my husband here in America. I was in the Philippines, I was earning like $300 a month. That is just equivalent to almost like a day of my salary here in America. So it was different. And it's the same thing. That's why there's so many Filipinos around the world because of that problem. But right now, seeing the bigger vision of what LifeVantage can do to all the Filipinos, I actually work hard that this company will also benefit my fellow men in the Philippines. So I went very fast, and then something happened. The market was temporarily closed. At first, I did not understand, but it was really for a good reason. We're going back right now with a stronger and like with a better support. So this is the reason why when I lost the Philippines, actually, I have to restart my business all over again. Imagine I was almost Pro 6 at that time. And then when I lost the market, I was back to like the volume of a Pro 2. Just imagine I have a huge reason to stop because I was devastated because I didn't understand. And imagine building a business in a market which I almost like achieved the rank that I've been wanting, but then all of a sudden I lost it. So, but thank God that I didn't quit because I have my mentors who never left me, when I was feeling down. And then also, again, attending events was the reason why I didn't quit because I was able also to talk to our mentors, like, for example, Master Proton Seth Mulder. I was at the peak of already like quitting. And then when he shared his story about also losing a market, then I was said like, oh, so he also experienced that. But look at him, he did not quit. So I said, if he can do that, I can also do that. And at the time when I was like, I was down, my mentors like Bob and Laura Robbins, Carl Barton, Robert, Dr. Donald Marcy Nettles, my Filipino team, they never gave up on me. They were there. And then we started all over again. So because of that experience, I decided like, okay, while waiting, I want the Philippines to go reopen again. But with that, we need to work harder. So I started actually looking at the open markets where I could find Filipinos. So that's how I started rebuilding, like reaching out to different Filipinos from different parts of the world, but focusing more on the open markets. And right now, I still remember during those time when I lost the market, I did not stop attending events. And during the global convention, I was like at the back crying because I was like recalling, like, I was wishing that one day I'm going to be standing, representing and waving the Philippine flag. And after 4 years, the last time that we went to the Elite Academy, that was like the happiest moment in my life when I was there waving the Philippine flag because we reopened again. And this is the reason why I am so passionate. I'm so grateful that I did not quit because right now, with the vision of the company in the Philippines, and not just in the Philippines, like all over the world right now, um, it could truly help and bless a lot of lives. And right now, I know a lot of Filipinos right now are Philippine pioneers are listening. So I am so, so excited that I could go home to the Philippines right now with my goal and my vision. Right now, what I want to do, my big reason why I'm doing LifeVantage is because I want to reunite more OFWs or overseas Filipino workers to be reunited with their families, as well as help more parents to be a more present mom to their children, especially mom to their children, because that was really one of the missing part in my life, that because my mom was working so hard that I did not have the opportunity. I could not even remember days that I spent time with my mom because she was always working. She was not there for us and for her kids. And after that, she's already like able to retire. It did not even happen because she got sick with cancer. And this is the reason why where my passion is coming from right now, why I'm working hard, sharing this nonstop to all people, because first, I don't want anybody to miss this opportunity or this gift just like my mom. And second, because I want to pay it forward, because my life has been blessed. My dad's has been life has been blessed. There's so many my there have so many we have so many fellow biohackers right now that I've shared that whose life also has been blessed. And that's why for me, in order for me to thank God is to share it, to share it. So that's what I can say with my story, Baba, of Bob Robbins.
Marjorie, I love hearing your story. I love hearing the success, the challenges, and again, you know, you talk about your dad being blessed and other people, but our family has been blessed greatly by the relationship that we've built with you and that we have with you and your family. And I think a lot of times people don't understand the blessing it is, the relationships we're able to build in this business, and it's definitely something I didn't expect when I was there. So I'm going to turn it over to Laura. I think she's got a couple questions for you. Maybe if you've got just a minute, that we can ask you a couple questions just to highlight some of the things in your journey and maybe help inspire a couple others.
Well, I had three different questions, Marjorie, that I was going to ask you, and you've kind of touched on them, on two of them already. And I too, I love hearing your story because I was there and I saw a lot of the struggles that you went through and things that happened when you had been working so hard, and then the market there in the Philippines closed. I saw days that I didn't know if she was going to make it through the day. She was hurt. That's what it was. She was so hurt because something that she had worked so hard for and she wanted to give back to the Filipino people, it was all of a sudden gone. All of her hard work, and I remember the one thing that Marjorie struggled with the most in all of this is she felt like she let people down. Marjorie, as Bob has said, and probably most of you that are on here know that Marjorie has a heart of gold, and she is always giving. She gives and gives and gives until she ends up sick, honestly, and I'm talking physically sick. She works so hard in doing things. She does not like to speak in front of people, and even as much as she does it, you all, as you listen to her, you would never ever really believe that. But I mean, if you could see her just even 2 or 3 minutes before, um, she gets pretty nervous. But boy, she then her passion takes over, and we can see that. And one of the questions that I was going to ask you is, with all of the struggles and the trials that you've gone through, on your journey this far with LifeVantage, you just seem to keep going. You don't quit. I could count again and again and again the number of times she would either call or send me a message. I can't do this anymore. I'm leaving it up to God. You know, He's going to tell me what I need to do, and if it's time, then I need to step back. And I have to say, when she does this, I kind of just smile to myself and I said, okay, God is in charge. I'll see you in a couple hours, Marjorie, or tomorrow morning, and you're going to be fine. But and that again goes back to her passion for what she is doing and for her team that she is leading. So Marjorie, maybe I know you have said a little bit, but maybe again there's something you want to say as far as what has kept you from quitting, honestly.
Okay. Really, the reason why I did not quit because I'm addicted to LifeVantage.
That's a good addiction.
Yeah. So for the new people, and I want you to really find a way on how you can be addicted to LifeVantage. So you can be addicted to sugar, to a lot of stuff. You know, when you're addicted to something, no matter how hard, you will never quit. And how can you be addicted to LifeVantage? You need to have 100% belief in what we have. 100%. Because even if you have like 99%, you still have 1% that you could still doubt and you won't share it. So, and
Mhm.
how can you, you know, for me, based on my experience, even if you have a huge why, because that's like just like what we always do when we get start new people, we always ask their why. Yeah, true. There's so many that they will write down their why because I want to be with my family, I want to retire my husband. But you know the problem is why did they stop? It's because they don't have 100% belief in what we have. So if you have that, then you know, as we always say, the product helps us to sleep better. But when you're addicted to LifeVantage, you can stop thinking. You just like me, like, oh, who else I'm gonna share it tomorrow? Who else that, So that's addiction. And that is a really very good addiction, right?
Very good
Yeah.
So,
addiction.
and then then you can be addicted to it if how do you develop addiction to LifeVantage? You need to plug into trainings. You have to attend events. I'm always grateful to Laura Robbins for encouraging me to attend events because every time I attend events, like my belief in the product, in the system, and the company, and myself, it's just growing like bigger and bigger. So after that, my vision also becomes bigger. And that's the reason why even if I'm so uncomfortable to talk, I have fears, but my vision is bigger than my fears and my frustrations. So that's the reason why when I lost the market in the Philippines, the only thing that I did not stop doing is attending events. I was there, I was crying. I was like, I was crying that for what happened, but I never stopped attending events because from attending events, I was able to resonate. That's the reason actually why I was able to talk to Seth Mulder during one of our leadership training. I was like crying to him, like I lost the market in the Philippines, but he said, okay, he listened to me and he talked also what happened to him. And so that's the reason why, like, uh, that is the main reason, the secret. So once your belief is bigger than your fears or your frustrations, and this is another thing. When you have 100% belief in what we have, um, how can you tell that you have 100% belief already in what we have? You can tell if like you feel guilty when you don't want to share it because what we have is truly a gift from God. When you are sharing it, you're actually servicing and blessing lives. So when you feel that if you don't share it, you feel guilty, then that is what you have already, this 100% belief. Because some people, they won't share it because they think, oh, I don't want my friends to think that I'm making money out of them. No, because actually what we have, they need it. They need it. And right now, even if they will not believe us, one day they're gonna thank you because it changed their life. It leveled up their health and their finances. So that's the reason. If you don't want to quit, be addicted to LifeVantage.
Awesome.
Thanks, Marjorie. Something else that I think about also is it gets hard. This gets hard. Rejection, everybody on here, there is the rejection, and it is hard to to pick yourself up and to keep going. And and Marjorie is an example to me and to Bob. We talk about that a lot is when somebody that had a reason to give up and to quit, it would have been Marjorie. But she didn't. She did not. And that's the one thing that I always hear her talk about too is it's going to get hard. But you know what? The reward in the end is definitely going to be worth it. And so now, Marjorie, another question. I know a lot of people want to know this and they ask constantly. We actually get calls and texts to us about you and how do you manage to not only grow, a lot of us struggle growing here in our own backyards, but you are building an international team. How do you do that and stay focused and keep going in building an international team? Because you definitely are.
Others see your successful recruitment of team members outside the U.S. And we're always asked, how is Marjorie able to do that?
And we say, I don't know, ask Marjorie. She just goes and goes and goes. So what's your secret? You have a secret?
So actually, it's just going back to the mindset. My mindset is like, what we have, everybody needs it. No discrimination at all. And also, it's because my goal is uh, to travel uh, uh, like business with pleasure. So here, Here in America, like I love to travel. Even before I was involved in LifeVantage, I really want to travel. I have a lot of bucket lists I have a lot of countries in my bucket list. So when I joined LifeVantage, one of the advantages that we have is like if you travel in an open market, and if you travel there with business, then you could tax write off. So that was actually one of my reasons too. And so that's why when, especially when the Philippines was closed, I just started like, oh, I want to go to Ireland. So I start checking who's in Ireland that I know. That's why I messaged Don. In 2017, I messaged Don, I have something to share with you. And then said, oh, unfortunately, Ireland's still closed. And then we waited 2 years. So, and then I also utilized referral. So you have to always go back that you can talk to anybody in any part of the world, because even like for example when in Canada, so I want to go to Canada, but I don't want like my travel to be not tax write off. So I searched like, oh, there's an event in Canada. So there was an event actually at the Medicine, like in Calgary something. I saw Tara Wilson is there, and I said, oh, it's near my brother, so I'm gonna go there. So I told my brother, I forced my brother go with me, so this will be tax write off. And then I don't have anybody, and I was there. I was alone. I don't have any distributor. But I told myself, I'm going to go back and have a team in Canada. So after a year, I went back and I have Ferdinand and Vinky. So, but just imagine I found Ferdinand. It's not because I know, I remember him. He was referred to me by somebody in Saudi Arabia. So always utilize referral, like ask, do you know anybody in Canada? So especially if you have a close friend. So do you know anybody in Canada and Ireland? So I always ask that question. So even like, so for the non-Filipinos, what I would suggest is like, if you find a Filipino, just talk to them. Hey, I'm so excited. You know, we just opened in the Philippines. I have a friend that actually is growing there. And do you know anybody that wants to work from home? Or do you know anybody that wants to come here in America? Or do you know anybody that wants, OFWs that wants to go home? Because right now, this is really the perfect opportunity that you talk to any Filipino. Just find one Filipino. So, but really, I'm really being intentional. Like I already told both of you, like, oh, I want to go to to Mexico. I need to find somebody in Mexico. I want to go to Japan. I want to celebrate my birthday in Japan. So I did. I celebrated my birthday in Japan because I found May. So Ate May. So, but I did not found her directly. She was actually my distributor or my other distributor. So it's just like really you have to talk to people and ask, who do you know? If, especially if you just really have to be intentional. I'm very intentional. I said I want to go to this place, so I want to find a person that. So that's just how I do it.
And Marjorie talks to everybody. I'll be talking
Yes.
to her and she's in the store grocery shopping and she's talking to me and then all of a sudden, oh, sorry, excuse me, can I help you with, whatever, whatever. And then by the way, and she'll start talking about anything, what interests them. If they're looking at something specific and it interests them, she just talks. She talks to everybody. And that's somebody that sits here and tells you that she's afraid to talk to people. No, not Marjorie. And it's like she said, it's because she is very passionate about what we have in our hands. So one last question for you, Marjorie. I know the kind of mother that you are. And as Bob said, you have three very, very, very active children, talented, do an awful lot. You are going 9,500 miles an hour with your children and with this business. It's like today, I mean, the things that you had going on with both EJ and CJ, and you rushed in so you could be on this call. How do you balance that? How do you balance being a wife, being a mom, and being a leader, and entrepreneur, and working this business?
and,
How do you balance it all?
and leading a global team
Yeah, leading a global team.
as an amazing leader.
Actually, you always remind me set time of operations.
I all the
So,
time.
but
She doesn't
yeah,
listen to me.
yeah. So, anyway, yes. How do I balance? The reason why I'm doing LifeVantage initially because I want to spend time with my kids. They're my main reason. So, if or in order for us, for you to keep a balance, you need to set the priority. So, God, family, LifeVantage, and I put myself last actually. So that's why, I have a goal, and it's very important that you have to involve your family. I involve my family. Like Sandy doesn't is very shy. He doesn't support me with recruitment, with inviting people, but I try to pretend I'm, you know, I'm Sandy to recruit his prospects. So, but yeah, he's supporting me. We're still teamwork because I actually talked to Sandy and I told him like, okay, my goal is to really to retire you. I want to build this business, but you need to help me. You have to take care of my kids. So Sandy's my driver, my cook, babysitter, and then the kids also. I get them involved, and I told them mom is doing this because so we can have more time and financial freedom. And but I told them, but your events, whatever your activities is my priority. So I always ask them first, so what are your major events? So I have to get all their schedules, so to make sure that after that I schedule the presentation of my team. So I always ask them and involve your children so that you can balance, and you can also you can what are you looking? So that's what I do. Involve your family, set your priorities, and um, actually they're also helping me. Especially I'm technology challenged, so my kids are actually seeing what I'm doing. That I'm inspiring people and I'm helping a lot of people, so they get inspired. So when you involve your family, especially your kids, they also want to do what you're doing. And that's why they're very supportive with me. And it's very important that you do that because you don't want to compromise your relationship with your family because of LifeVantage. Because that's the reason why you're doing LifeVantage. That's the reason why I'm doing LifeVantage. So short-term imbalance for a long-term imbalance. So sometimes that's why I asked them that sometimes I might miss some birthdays. And imagine I forgot actually my anniversary on the opening of LifeVantage. So we celebrated. So those are some things that. So anyway, I told me, Sandy, okay, we can celebrate anniversary every day. So that's part actually of the journey. But really, just really involve your family and talk to them so that you can achieve your goal, and you will be able to set your schedule, not missing the important events in their lives.
That's great, Marjorie. Thank you so much. I could listen and listen and listen and listen to you. Your passion really inspires me and keeps me motivated and keeps me going. So we're getting close here to
Wrapping this up.
wrapping it up. So I'm going to let Bob finish it. Thank you, Marjorie. Thank you.
Again, thank you, Marjorie,
Thank
and
you.
congratulations on your Pro 6 achieving that rank. And I know there's more to come. And what I love about this business is the only way for us to rank advances to be able to help those that are part of our team, right? They're going to rank advance and here have those same successes and have the opportunity to go to Pro 5 Summit and to be a part of it. So, and particularly those that are on here. So again, with this, just a couple things, call to action. It's December. Those that are listening to this, maybe through the recording or listening live now, there's a couple things that Marjorie said. One is to be intentional. I would encourage you this time of the year, family is getting together. They're celebrating Christmas, celebrating the holidays, and you are reaching out to others. Be intentional in your relationship, right? Be intentional in your relationships. Be involved in your relationship. And it may not be the right time now about the business or the opportunity, and it may very well be. But reach out to those that you maybe haven't talked to in a while. I would encourage you to build your circle of influence and reach out and be intentional in your relationships. Be a light to others and to be able to do that. And then the other thing I would encourage you to do is that Marjorie said one of the most important things to her becoming addicted to LifeVantage, right? And that's how you don't quit is events. And so the next big corporate event is in February of 2022, and it's the Elite Academy in Orlando. And I would encourage you, if you can, it's going to be virtual as well. But if you want this business, if you want to have the freedom, if you want to have the blessings of this and to be able to build an international team, I would encourage you is again, don't wait. Invest in yourself and be committed to the events. Give yourself the best chance for growing and being successful. And those that are on here that are leaders, understand that if we had not encouraged Marjorie to go to the events, she may not be here. That would be a Pro 6 that wouldn't, and how many people wouldn't be a part of our business? So if you are doing this business and you've even enrolled one other team member, you need to go to the event and you need to encourage them to go to the event in order to give them the best opportunity, as Marjorie says, and I love that term, and I'm going to use it, Marjorie, to be addicted, right? To where you want to share this with everybody that you come in contact with. And when you don't, you feel guilty. That's when you know that you're addicted. That's know when you're 100%. So with that, we are signing off, and everyone have a great holiday. And Marjorie, thank you so much for all of your journey and your words of wisdom. And we love and appreciate you and your family.
Yes, we do.
Good night,
Thank
everyone.
Good night,
you.
everyone. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Thank you. Love you all.